Hello, YouTubers. Charles here, and I'm continuing my Kerbal Space Program beta playthrough. And last time we left a Kerbal in orbit around the moon. So let's join Jebediah here. So we're in orbit here. We're just got into orbit after coming from Kerbin and doing a capture burn. And we have one probe that we want to put into one of these orbits. And right now, our apoapsis is about, 424 kilometers, which I believe is similar to the apoapsis of this purple orbit, so I think we're going to be trying for the purple orbit. So we're going to come out to this apoapsis and release the probe, and we're going to then do a burn with the probe to raise the periapsis to approximately the same. Well, maybe I should actually get the ascending node, get the right angle first, see if this is even possible, because that's going to take a lot more fuel. Anyway, I'm going to put a maneuver here a little bit before. And means we have about 48 minutes. So I'm just going to time warp here. Our power's going down because we are in the shadow here. But we should be out in the sun again in a few minutes and recharge the batteries. And there we go. So you got a little bit about half hour to go. Alrighty, we're getting close. So we can just remove that maneuver. And let's decouple here. And switch the probe. And we'll activate its engine. Can we target this in any way? Don't think we can. That is on the correct side. So we want to tilt our orbit. Something like that. And that's in 40 minutes. So let's fast forward. Alright, let's turn in the direction of the target. And I'm just gonna quickly pulse the engine. Alright, it's going to be a short burn. That's what I expected. We're really light now, and the engine we have is relatively powerful. So I'm going to start at approximately 11 seconds to go and throttle up halfway. Doing lower thrust lets me be a little more accurate on the stopping. Well, we should stay pointed, but if any controls, I got my fingers on the directionals just in case. And let's go now. Halfway throttle, full. That's looking pretty good. So let's get rid of that. And now we want to kind of match orbits. And it looks like we have to speed up a little and then change our Not sure what this is called, but thrust normally to adjust. And that looks pretty close. I mean, we're not on here, but once we get over here, we can then adjust that. And that's going to be even less delta V. And luckily, this is on the sunny side and will be far out on the sunny side over here as well. Guessing we're too high to take a temperature reading though. Yeah, I did put a thermometer on here. Yeah. Oh well. So let's time warp around here again. Our ship is, well, can't see it from here, but it's, well, maybe we can. It's, there it is. 45 kilometers away and increasing now that we're in a different inclination. And it's actually be passing in front of us here. There it is. And we have lost all power, but that's to be expected as we pass behind. I'm gonna stop about a minute beforehand and get all lined up. Probably gonna do this burn from the map screen to be sure that we're right on the orbit. Alright, here we are. About a minute from the burn. We need to line up and point in the correct direction. That looks pretty good. I just want to... Yeah, we still have one solar panel a little exposed to the sun. We just need a little power. So I'm going to start about 10 seconds and maybe even 15 seconds and just do about 1/3. So starting now. Just trying to keep on the dot there. That's not bad. All right. And that counts as having the contract complete. That's fantastic, actually. So that's a big boost of funds and science. And now have to go back to the Space Center to switch back to the lander. And yeah, I should have name that probe. I said... Probably should have renamed that probe, but we'll do that later. Let's get back to Jebediah. Alrighty. I'd like to try a landing. Well, we'll need to land on the sunny side. Don't want to run out of electricity. And something like that. We won't be landing there. The moon will rotate a bit before we get there. But, we'll see how this works out. Got about 53 minutes before the burn. And hopefully we have the fuel for this burn. Not sure how long of a burn it will be. Alright, we've passed that. That's pretty good. And we got about 5 more minutes. And this is about as far as I want to go. I want to stay in the sunlight so we don't run out of electric power. And I basically just want to stop all our horizontal velocity. Here, looks pretty good. Yeah, so I'm not going to aim up any. Alright, there we are, coming suborbital. And as soon as this gets to the horizon, I can stop thrusting. Something like that. We should now be falling basically straight down. And yeah, it looks like we pretty much are. Not totally, but alright, let's prepare for this landing. We used up not quite half our remaining fuel, and we still have to land. Hopefully the landing will take about half our fuel from what we had. So we had like 417. So if we can land in about 50 fuel, we should be good for getting home still. We'll be lighter too without the fuel, so we won't need quite as much, so we can go slightly over half. So if we're down to 180, 170, we'll probably still be good for getting home. I turned on the lights. I pretty much know how to judge how far we are from the surface. Once they start hitting, we're about half a kilometer. And I am going to full throttle thrust pretty much about now, and hope that we come to a stop before we hit the surface. Alright, we are drifting a bit, and we're going up, which is not what we want. In fact, we've probably used a little too much fuel. Down. We want to be going down. Oh, alright. We have made it onto the surface. Woo! That was quite a, And we have 158. Land on the moon complete. Let's see here. Achieve orbit, land on the moon. We've gotten science from the space around. We need to get science from the surface. Let's turn off RCS. Don't want to waste that. So let's get some science from the surface. Fine dust of the moon has intermixed with some of the samples. You have a sneaking suspicion they'll never be able to get the lab clean again. 100 signs from the moon's midlands. Keep the data. Observe the mystery goo. Seems less dense here. Let's keep that data. Can we get a crew report? Cancel. We will get the crew report after we EVA. We get an EVA report. Let's keep the data. Let's take all the data. And board. Let's EVA again. Oop. Get on up. Take an EVA report. Yep. Can you even see Kerbin from where we are? Oh yeah, it should be directly overhead almost. I'm not seeing it, but it should be up in the sky. Yep, that's because it was directly overhead. How you doing there? There we go. Adjust the camera. Can we get an EVA no, we did an EVA report. Can we plant a flag? Alrighty. I guess you can't take surface samples yet. Oh well, we'll have to do with your thoughts. Let's get you back in the center more. There we go. Turn on your little EVA pack. Oop. Yeah, that was a bit of a bump. Let's turn on your lights. Make it easier to tell exactly how far you are. Grab. There we go. And board. Okay, we are down to fumes. We're not gonna hop someplace else and get these. Let's just keep the data. History do goo, keep the data. Got a thermometer here. Along the temperature. Keep the data. And I think we're about ready to head back. However, flying straight up and towards Kerbin is not the most efficient way. We want to kind of fly, well, backwards in the orbit, which will slow us down and reduce our periapsis. So we want to basically just do a normal takeoff as if we were at Kerbin, head east, and hope our fuel is enough. So let's do that. As we're in this nice crater here. Alrighty. We're gonna take off in 3, 2, 1. We're gonna be going slightly up, but mostly east. So there's no atmosphere to slow us down. This reaches 10, I'll stop for the moment. And that will be our burn. We need this fuel to last for 24 seconds. I'm not sure that it's up to the task. But we shall see. We need about 600 meters per second out of it. At this point, there's let's turn off the lights. There's no point in doing half throttle or anything. We'll just go for it. And start at 12 seconds before the node. So, good luck in 3, 2, 1. go for it. Yeah, I don't think we'll have the fuel. RCS time. We have comparatively a lot of RCS. We have enough RCS for almost 10 minutes, I think. And while this says 6 days, it's not really counting what the RCS says. We actually have pulled our speed up quite a bit. In fact, it looks like we are leaving Kerbin's influence, the moon's influence at this point, where we weren't previously. So at this point, I'm going to say, let us just leave the moon's influence and plan from there. Now, we have an hour and 7 minutes. Much delta V. You need like 300 delta V. Or 260 delta V ish. It's 275 delta V if we wait 3 days. I hope you pack some snacks. Well, it's not quite what I wanted to do, but oh well. Let's see here. That'll get you back in just over a day. Let's see how long that will take approximately. About 3 seconds per delta V. Thinking we don't have the fuel for that. But out here we'll be going slower, and we won't need as much delta V to get back. Still a lot of thrust, but it's less by about 100 meters per second. So, I'm sorry, Jeb, you're gonna have to take the long way home. Alright, this will be close enough. It's going to take quite a few minutes. So, start thrusting now, and I'll see you guys on approach to Kerbal, hopefully. Alrighty, we're just about done with this burn. We're almost out of RCS fuel. Where's our periapsis? Is still a little high. Let's get, yeah, 30, 29. Alright, we'll be, well, landing on the dark side, nighttime. But we don't really have much control. We better hope that our 5 parachutes are enough to slow us down. We are now about 6.5 tons. And we've got Jeb with us, so, obviously. But yeah, we don't have any fuel, and RCS isn't really going to slow us down at all. Not in atmosphere. So, basically, it's just falling now. I have no idea where we'll land, what part of Kerbin will be facing us. And we have about 2 days and an hour. Here goes the moon. Here comes Kerbin. Well, looks like we won't be too far from the space center, but we won't be too close either. We may actually wind up over land, which will actually be somewhat nice. That will allow us to use our landing gear. Let's turn off SAS for now. We probably shouldn't need it. Turn on the lights just for a little illumination. They only illuminate a little bit of the ship, but it'll let us see the ship a bit better. There's the Space Center. Actually, no, there's the Space Center, because those are the islands that are right off. So we are up over the ocean we lift up over, I should say. Yeah, our lowest point will be over the edge of this land here. So we should hopefully make this coast. Maybe not. We may be hitting that water. Well, there's nothing I can do about it now. And we're about to lose sunlight. We'll see how quickly the lights drain our power. We'll leave them on for now, but if it gets down to like 20, then I'll shut it. Alright. We are about 35 kilometers above the atmosphere. And we'll be hitting it momentarily. And then the exciting part begins. Let's jeez. Well, we'll do free camera here. Alright, we have hit the atmosphere. And while we're still picking up speed, we're about a kilometer per second faster than if we were coming in from low orbit. And we just have to hope that all our speed gets scrubbed off and we get captured here. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll be going pretty deep into the atmosphere. And here we go with the re-entry effects. Yeah, cut the lights for now because we don't need them all. Get these nice re-entry effects going here. We're just skirting the edge of the coast here. A bit hard to tell, but maybe we will get lucky and land on the land. Alright, we're slowing down. We're approaching 2 kilometers per second. Activate the parachutes because we can really slow down. We can stay over the land. Down to 24. They come out about 20. But I'm thinking we're not dropping that quickly, so we're back over the water. Or at least we will be in a moment. Turn the lights back on because looks like the re-entry effects are beginning to dissipate, or at least they appear to be. We're still going about a kilometer a second. Yeah, so we're briefly above the land. But we're above the water now. It doesn't look like we'll get back. Oh, I did not pop the parachutes. Well, let us do that now. I'm going to put the gear down. Don't think it will help much, but it may help absorb some impact. Just hoping well, not that I did calculate, but guesstimate correctly in that 5 parachutes will be enough, especially since all the fuel tanks are empty. And you can see coming down right off the coast here. About 2 kilometers up, so the parachutes will open in about another kilometer from now. And at that point, we'll see how we did. And they should be opening momentarily. 7.7. That's right on the edge of being safe. I'm using all the RCS. You know what? Save that for the last 100. At worst, I think we'll lose the engines. 7.1. Okay, we made it. Wow, what an adventure. Let us recover the vessel. And see how we did. Well, we earned almost 500 science. So we now have 664 science. Basically, crew report near Kerbin gave us basically nothing. EVA report did give us some science. 16 from over the moon high. 10, 24, 100 science from materials. 100 science from material study over the moon's midlands. Well, you can see here we did well. Parts, we got 1,200 funds. The science juniors and fuel tanks seem to be, of course, the liquid engines were expensive. We got about 57% of our value back. And Jebediah gained 5 XP. Somehow we didn't get any reputation for that, though. Additionally, we have explored the moon, transmit or recover scientific data, from the space around the moon, and space around Kerbin. Completing those contracts now have us at 500,000 funds, 551,000 funds, and we got a whole bunch of science. Not mean to do that. Really not enough funds to upgrade the Research and Development Center. Is enough funds to upgrade the landing pad so we won't have this issue in the future of having to go with barely enough fuel to accomplish everything. If we had a little more fuel on launch, we wouldn't have had to use the fuel. If we had the extra engines on launch, we wouldn't have had to use the fuel in the lander just to get to the moon, and we wouldn't have had the problem coming back. We could, though, upgrade the spaceplane hangar and the runway and do some of those contracts to explore or do visual inspections of areas around Kerbin. But I'm going to leave all that decision for next time. This has been quite the trip, and we'll give our astronauts a break. That didn't even get you another star? I catch you most of the way. Well, we'll see you next time from the astronaut complex here at Kerbal Space Center. Thanks for watching. They playing Kerbal Space Center?